We have been facing the most execution in Iran, extrajudicial killings in Iran, and it has been expressed by the both Pahlavi and the Islamic Republic that they want to move us from this geopolitical important region. It's such a region as they claim to be, so that they can develop it, not develop it for us Baluch, but they develop it for them. They said, we want to create an Arabic civilization here, and Arabic and Persian civilization here, and that expressed Islam, I said that one. So we see that Iran is doing a kind of genocide and crime against humanity when it's come to religious. However, despite this, I think Baruch has been one of the nations in Iran forefront of the struggle for a democratic and secular and federal Iran. They were one of the nations that joined the Women by Freedom movement, which started in the Kurdistan region, but it's continued in the Baluch region for about 14 months. And we, even this movement that started last year and continued in early this year, we joined without hesitation. We were not one of those that's thinking that, well, is it because of that reason? It's come from the Kurdish region, it's come from the Persian-dominated region. We joined that one because we thought we can commonly struggle against this region. And we saw that there were some slogans within the Persian community or centralized Iran, which were not kind of uniting people. But we tried in our region to bring the slogans which were uniting and trying to say that, well, we all have together, we all have to move together against the Islamic Republic of Iran. Because we wanted to be part of this chain. But the thing is that we saw how the regime demonstrated its violence and killing people in Iran, and the other parts were silenced for a time, but still in Balochistan we continued demonstration for a few weeks. And we still was talking with other people, this is not time to go back and to go back home, because the regime was afraid too. But then given that we didn't have a united opposition, we didn't have right support from the international community. So this round of the demonstration were again suppressed by the Islamic Republic. And after we have seen what's happened with the war and everything that's going on in Iran. But still, I think there is, we are sitting here from the different national minorities. Some of my colleagues couldn't join because of the strike in Germany. The strikes, but we are all members of the Congress of National Leaders for Federal Iran, and we are struggling to create another broad-based opposition groups to work together, to come together. But in this struggle, as it was discussing here, Iran is a diverse society, so there is a need for kind of forum where these people can come together and work together and find the path forward. And here I think the international community can play a strong role. And for that reason, I think I'm not going from the details that can be discussed later, but I think it's very important that the European Union plays much more important role in trying to create forum to bring together Iranian opposition and to make sure that different groups can work together. I mean, Iran is, everybody talks that Iran is for everybody. But when it's come to the theme, they say, well, Iran is only for me. And when it's come to our lives, we talk with our friends from the other Iranian opposition group, which are centralized. They say, well, we have to work with we have to agree on a kind of agreement with the minimum. And when they say minimum, it's just secularism, and they say gender rights. But when we say, okay, our nationality right and linguistic rights and our right to somehow have some kind of control in our region, they say, no, this is not, this will be discussed later. And this is what we cannot accept. And we say, secularism is not more important than federalism. Because if you say we are for the women's rights and gender rights, if you do not give the national minorities their right, the women's right will not be given, because the women's right is included in the nationalities right too, as a people, as a cultural people, as a linguistic people. I was myself in 2009 in the United Nations Forum on Minorities. There were discussion was a minorities, women's situation, and they were saying that any person, if a woman from the national minorities or religious minority is 7 times more suppressed than the ordinary man. And this is what we say to our present friend. If you want equality, We want to have a Baluch Sunni woman in Baluchistan feel the same, she has the same right that the Persian man, Shia in Tehran has. Otherwise, we are not going to die for minimum right. We want to die because if you struggle against the Iranian government, you have to die. It's a fact of life. We are not going to die for minimum right. If you give us maximum right, then we are united, we work together, we can struggle together. But if you say no, our right, we give it no. We sign that all the rights that are people on the central, which they call them normal people, their right is guaranteed. But when it's come to our right, they say we go to the Constitutional Assembly. And even the rights that are natural, like the linguistic right, they say this one we will also discuss it there. So it's like saying me that I will chop your hand. And we ask the other people, does Naser or anybody else need one hand or two hands? No, our right is not something that decide. It's the right that we should decide ourselves. And it's the right that I think the European Union can work with when they meet Iranian groups, whatever they are, human rights groups, political groups, from the left, from the right, from the center, liberal, democrat, or social democrat. They have to ask them what they are what is planned for the national minorities and religious minorities. And for that reason, I think it's very important that the European Union create a working group, especially working with Iranian diaspora and Iranian national minorities and other opposition groups, to make sure that they can bring together and create forums for them to cooperate and work with each other. And so I will finish my mouth with that.
Thank you very much. So now we will open up the floor. I know a few of the colleagues, MEP colleagues who are here also, and there could be some others. So please do not hesitate. Just ask for the floor, and I will give you the floor.